Hello everybody, it's Wyvern here. Hello everybody, it's Wyvern here. This is going to be a bit of a short live stream, probably just about an hour. Basically just as the stream describes below. Gonna be playing for a little bit. I don't have, unfortunately, too much time on my hands. I might try to do a longer stream, maybe a little bit of a longer stream tomorrow before the tourney or after the tourney, depending on how I'm feeling. Haven't really had opportunity to do too many live streams. I do apologize for that. I know some of you guys have been looking forward to trying to see me live stream, but regardless, we're going to try to do some. Oh, look at that! I'm actually trying to do Bretonia in the tourney tomorrow. So here we go. Might as well try King Louis. I do enjoy him. I could try something a little cheeky, some foot squires. I don't know if I want to go with a legitimate tourney strat, or if I just want to look to win. We can throw in a Damsel of Beasts, put her on a war horse. I do enjoy the damsels, they're pretty strong. I'm not actually entirely sure what the tourney rules say for the Bretonians. I'm going to do a quick checkup on that. Royal Pegasus Knights, limit of 4 for... Oh, you can actually get 5 foot squires, which is pretty solid. So I definitely would take 5 foot squires. Unfortunately, the Beast Slayers of Bastogne, you don't give you free you up an additional slot. I'm in theory crafting a few builds for this, so I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. Amber Spear probably. Wiston's Wild Form, probably not a bad one, but I don't know. This is a rough matchup for Bretonia, that is for sure. Some questing knights, I could risk them. This map does have some decent cover, so could bring some questing knights. And then for the rest of the army, I've been tempted to try battle pilgrims because they do have some AP. They've got 7 AP, which is compared to men at arms who have 6. They of course do have stellar leadership and respectable melee attack. The problem is, of course, that dwarves will probably outlast you. Oh, my opponent swapped unit. Oh, never mind. So I've not entirely sure if I want to go with. Alright, well, we got King Louis still, and I'm probably just going to keep him. I'm going to take out the Damsel of Beasts because I don't really need her. They could bring the Green Knight. The Green Knight's not terrible. It'll struggle if my opponent brings the Necro Sphinx. What I'm thinking though is Damsel of Life. I've been running a pretty heavy duty infantry mob against Bretonia, but I'm kind of tempted to try something a little different, something a little crazier. So how to do this? We'll still probably bring a bit of an infantry mob because I still think that's a pretty valid strat here. But we could do. I'm tempted to try double Hippogriff. It's a bit of a crazy comp. We'll see. It might be terrible. It might be an absolute disaster. But who the heck cares? This is practice after all. Drop Foe Seeker and still not have quite enough money for what I want. So I could drop one of you guys down to a. This is a little frustrating. Trying to cram in one men-at-arm with pole arms. This will have to do. I suppose. I don't have much of a choice. We'll try it. I'm kind of tempted. I've been running normal, more conventional compositions lately with Cav, and Two Kings are definitely one of those rough matchups. But I kind of figure, you know, why not? Let's give it a shot. Let's see what we can do, and we'll see what we can do here. See if we can make it work. And see what we can do. It loads. It's loading real slow. It's a little unfortunate. For a second I was worried I was going to get a crash. I had a whole streak of crashes a few weeks ago, and it actually really tanked my ranking. If you ever care for those things, I never cared too much about my online ranking, but I do know that when you drop for matches, and I was dropping on the loading screen, it tanks your score quite a bit. So let's get some archers spread out. We don't want our archers getting pulverized. The men at arms are basically just there as a screen. My opponent went pretty skinny by the look of it. Probably a bunch of Temple Guard, I would assume, or a lot of monsters, which would be kind of miserable. So we'll put you guys into control group 5, 4, maybe. I don't know. Control group 3, control group 2, and I can extend you guys. Perhaps. What the heck was? I don't know. Okay. I don't even know what that was. Well, there we go. We can screen our archers pretty efficiently that way. And my opponent brought some carrion, which is okay. It looks like... Are those War Sphinxes? They are! What the heck? I'm actually confused. That's something I haven't seen in a while. And I don't actually understand. I'm not sure if War Sphinxes are pretty good in this matchup. I legitimately haven't really played it very much, or played against this sort of build. That's incredibly odd. But Cetra's going to be a nuisance. He's just going to plow through my front line here. But you know what? We're going to go in. We're going to go in on the Necrotect here. Let's go, Louis. Yeah, my line's like immediately going to rout. We're going to drop that. We are going to get our... What are our archers doing, you morons? Focus on the Kepler Guard. But you know what? If we're able to drag down the Necrotect, we could be in a good spot. We'll try to stop Cetra here. Of course, Cetra's just going to go run amok. Cetra's crazy. Unfortunately, all our troops are routing. If we can get to snare Cetra, this is an interesting take on things. Not entirely sure I approve of it. I don't think it's particularly clever, but the terror routes are definitely working. If we can take that Necrotect offline, that's the first key, I think. I don't want her... cycle out. I should have brought a... if we can bring down the Kepler Guard, we should be okay. A-okay here. I could try to snipe Cetra, to be honest. But, if we can bring the Kepler Guard down, that would be ideal. Now you can see they are getting their little procs. Unfortunately, that Sphinx. Oh my goodness, what a pain in the rear. Oh, well. Yeah, unfortunately they're just able to tear out like everything, which is crazy. So frustrating. But you know what? We can. Oh well, that was a bit misplaced, but you know what? If we can. So we can just whittle these guys down and pick them apart one at a time. I think we've got a good fighting chance. Because let's be honest, Cetra here is not going to do particularly hot against King Louis. Top defenses. If we can keep our anchor going now, the big problem here is that we're stuck kind of trying to goon squad. But I really wish these guys would do a little more damage. Unfortunately, they just are not. Oh my God! Get these guys off of my archers. Boy, this is ridiculous. Get in there. Now, Cetra's doing a good job doing cleanup, but at the same time, if we can get the Kepler Guard down, if we can drag the Sphinx now, come on. The Sphinx is just doing whatever it wants. I think the hippos, you know, Louis is doing okay. Kite in flight.
Shields! Aye!
I probably should have focused on Cetra, to be honest, because he's more of a nuisance than anything else. But my opponent has no more heals, so that's one of the good things here. And if I can take this War Sphinx offline, he's then going to have a really hard time. He doesn't really have the tools to stop me. Then I can just take Cetra offline at my leisure. And you can see, if we keep feeding kind of our fodder units in here, that guy's going to go offline, and well, we're going to get beaten down a little bit here. So we're going to drop just a normal heal. And now, rather than we're going to actually get hit there. Unfortunately, my archers, they're coming back. Now we can get on top of Cetra, which is going to be brutal. We're going to pop our buffs. There we go. And we're going to go in there and see if we can really teach him a lesson. So my damsel over here, not doing too horrible. We can pop Power Stone. Unfortunately, my opponent is about to get Shopty Summon, which is terrible. I hate that. I hate the fact that the Tomb Kings get that in campaign. Or in a quick match. I don't mind it in I don't mind it in we can get her on top of the Ushapti, hopefully. I don't mind it in campaign. It is a little frustrating when AI gets multiple casts of it, but I don't mind it. But I definitely do mind the definitely do mind it in a quick match. But I think we're actually going to take this one, because my opponent, yeah, he's going to shut down my archers here. And I should actually probably just keep my damsel alive. Like, who cares? It's just not that important. Did Cetra get a... The idiots didn't pursue Cetra, but whatever. Yeah, once I take the Sphinx offline, I don't see too much. My opponent won't really have much of an ability to do much of anything. I did lose, unfortunately, a guy there. But once the Sphinx is offline, you can see my opponent there is going to be forced to GG out. So, we can save that, I guess. Nothing too fancy. You know, it was okay. It was okay. Yeah, this sort of build, it did a lot of damage, and the chariots are really strong. But we managed to snipe out that Necrotech, then we sniped out the War Sphinx, and my opponent just didn't really have anything to counter the Royal Hippogriffs. I think a shooting build is much stronger, personally. It could have been, especially against the Royal Hippos, you can definitely get, I think, a lot more value, potentially. I don't necessarily think Cetra on a chariot's a bad idea, though perhaps Cetra on foot is better. I don't know if... I'm not entirely sure. It's not a matchup I've played that much, but I do think there's definitely better ways of going about it. Because my opponent had a lot of tools to crack infantry. I suppose if I'd gone with a more conventional cavalry-heavy build, it might have gone a little worse for me. Because my opponent had a lot of... He could have easily just bunkered down on top of his infantry, and Cav couldn't have really helped me there. I'm supposed to be practicing for Britonia, but you know what? We can try something a little different sometimes. Why not Lizardmen? I don't really play Lizards much. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but why not? We can try. See what my opponent decides to run. Maybe bring a Toad. Salon Mage Priest. Oh boy, Nagaryth. What a faction. What fun. That's actually interesting that it's Nagaryth over something else, but, you know, it's okay. We can make it work. We can make it work. I could try Krokgar. Not entirely sure how I want to do this. My opponent won't have Alariel, which is nice. That's one of those things that's really, really nice. We could try, you know, I'm kind of tempted to try. Let's see, Roiling Skies, dump it. Banishment will keep. Well, Roiling Skies could be good if my opponent goes with a dragon, and it's fairly cheap, so why not? And Thunderbolt, Comet of Castor, Chain Lightning. Not a big fan of any of those spells, those abilities. Kind of concerned about my opponent bringing... I'm kind of concerned about my opponent deciding to bring a pretty heavy Shadow Warrior presence. Because he is, or Shadow Walker presence, because he is bringing in Nagaryth, which is a little frustrating. But we can try something a little different. We'll try something a little different than what we usually do. I'm really looking forward to when the throw in some Temple Guard in there. Maybe. How do I want to do this? Could bring a Skink Chief. Let's see. I kind of want to try Horned Ones and just see if we can make it work. Because Horned Ones are kind of fun. Some Saurus Warriors. You know what? We're gonna have to dump that to make room for. Oh, and we're just shy of. Frustration, frustration. My heart weeps. I don't really want to give up any of these spells. I'm kind of debating whether or not I should go. I think I'll actually bring. I can't actually bring two. I'll bring a Skink Horde and a Skink Horde Javelins and see if we can make that work. Yeah, and we'll level you guys up a little bit. Throw some chevrons on you. Throw some chevrons on you and see what we can do. This is a bit of an oddball build. It's not something I would really recommend, but we're going to try it out. Against Phoenix Guard, this could go iffy. We do have Wind Blast. And we have Wind Blast. And besides Wind Blast, we have Statuette of Spite, which is respectable. It does some reasonable work against units. I'm not sure it does a lot. I haven't actually tested it in a game. I know it's not like a Fate of Buna. It's Melkoth's Miasma more so, but we can definitely try it out and see if we can make it work. See if my opponent loads in. Because right now it doesn't. Oh, there we go. And before it's one of those 300-point elite stacks, I'd actually feel probably pretty comfortable with that. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't necessarily complain. But you know, we'll get some Chameleon Skinks over there. We'll get some over here. Kind of Vanguard them. I don't like, one of those other things I don't like about Skinks is that at very short range does cause some problems. They are annoying to deal with, no doubt about it, but put our Skinks over here. You know what? Could put you Horned Ones over there. And actually, you can put the Skinks with them, so this could be like a bit of a flanking force. On the other end, we can basically do the same thing. And we can put you in here. So this guy, you know, he's got banishment, he's got Statue of Spite, he's got quite a bit of damage output. It's pretty solid. My opponent didn't go with a super elite build. He also didn't go with a super cheap build by the look of it. Sometimes you'll see some oddball mass archer spam or dirt cheap build, and it can work because lizardmen are if they go very expensive. Like for example, even mass archers, and I think some people don't realize it, but like if you have enough focus fire, you can even bring down some pretty high value targets with just dirt cheap shooting. It's why Chameleon Skinks, for example, work rather well. They have, you know, they don't have the most amazing AP. What do they have? They have 3 AP missile damage, but over the course of a game, if they get all that ammo off, that's quite a bit of work. My opponent brought a bunch of Sisters of Avalon, so I'm actually really happy with my build here. I think this is definitely, I kind of won the lottery here, the lottery of army comps. But and I think, did he bring Alethanar? I think he did. But I can't bring my Salon Mage Priest too close, otherwise he'll get nuked. Salon Mage Priest doesn't actually have good resistance to magic. My opponent here, what does he have? He's got some archers, he's got some sisters. The sisters need to go. He's got something of giant princes, some more archers, a whole bunch of swordmasters, which is a little both surprising and worrisome. I actually didn't notice those initially, and you guys should turn off your fire at will. You don't really want to get caught out by the sisters. I shouldn't be feeding in like that. This is just not going to work. You guys can go around the flank. Turn off your fire at will. And now, for the flank. You know what? Start whittling them down. And now we can charge in over here on the flank. This might not be that. This might not have been that good of an idea, to be honest. We can try to get our nice meaty banishment off back there. That was a really bad banishment, as far as banishments go. Get in there, get in there. Let's go. We're kind of plowing through. My opponent didn't really bring. We can get her on top of there. We can get this guy in there. And my opponent here very decisively winning this front line fight. But a nice little wind blast there. We might be able to change the tide. That definitely did some good work. And we're going to be able to, you know, I think we're going to be able to, you guys can distract them. I think we should be able to drag these guys into the muck. I don't really want to use my heals just yet. Yeah, my opponent's sisters here are just going to get wrecked. We're able to really bog these guys down, you can see. We'll see. We might be able to do this. Unfortunately, the Chameleon Kings, oh my goodness, this is an absolutely terrible spot for them. You don't want to be up against Swordmasters at all. You want those guys down. You can see the Giant Prince is getting completely wrecked. And now we can get a nice, fat, juicy move charge on the back of those spearmen. So, over here we're able to route those guys. You know, we're doing okay. We're using our Chameleon Kings in a bit of an unconventional manner. But my opponent here getting absolutely terrible engagement with his Swordmasters, which is ideal for us. Horde one's rampaging, you know, or those sisters, they're not, so it doesn't really matter too much. You guys need to whittle them down. You guys can come back in. You guys can come back in. And we're holding okay. Surprisingly. But that's not good. That's definitely not as good. But you can see just how much damage those Horn ones do on the charge. I don't want to say it's a Horn one meta, but there's definitely some merit to Horn ones. If you need to shut down the sisters. I can't afford to have them running amok. Getting on the Swordmasters. I do actually have a second banishment ready to go. You guys can keep chipping away at them. Now our Horn ones are completely rampaging, but we can get them onto a target. See our skinks here still doing the Lord's work. And I think that's going to be game. This is so horrible. We just nuked all our guys. All my Horned ones are kind of rampaging. We didn't really use our javelins. Normally you want to use your jabs, but I just didn't really feel like I had the tools. I don't actually really have targets for the Blood Statue of Spite. I guess those spearmen. Let's see how much damage it does. Not particularly a lot. Not the most humongous amount by any means. My opponent's Alathanar is getting torn apart by rampaging dinosaurs. And with that, it's going to be a GG, so... yeah, Horde ones are not bad. That one actually might be worth going over, I think, in retrospect, with a bit of a hindsight 2020 casting sort of thing. You know, the Horde ones, just look how much damage they did. They're gaining multiple chevrons. I don't think I had a single chevron going into this. And they rampaged. My opponent's build here, not the best of builds. He obviously went with the Thanar, which is a risk. And I kind of knew he was probably going to go with Thanar because he went with Nagaryth. Well, we didn't use our Cavalian Kings correctly. We kind of used them to bog down some spears, but those Horde ones, they do work. They do a lot of damage. I really don't like the Rampage on them. It's surprising that they have Rampage when other Cold One units do not. But, hey, it works. It's strong. They're strong. Some more Dowie. We'll try Bretonia. I wanna get this match out of the way, or try it out. So this map is actually terrible because I think this is a really open and exposed map. We can bring our 5-foot squires. We can bring, we can try something a little different. Bring a Damsel of Heavens. I'm kind of tempted to bring Green Knight just because the dwarves, while he's not going to do a lot of damage, the dwarves also don't have a lot of counters to the Green Knight. They don't really have any counters to the Green Knight, which kind of makes me tempted to bring the Green Knight, but I don't know. We're gonna try a dirt cheap spam build. We'll go like that. That's definitely reasonable. Louis, of course, has his own sources of healing. You can bring the Lion's Shield here. So what else? We definitely want some archers, I think. Well, we can bring some cheap disruption cav. We can bring some Knights Errant. Some peasant bowmen with pox. And there's some men-at-arms. I actually can't bring in the tourney. I don't think I can bring more than 5. I don't know. Yeah, the Green Knight is he's kind of tempting in some ways. We'll bring some peasants. Oh, I can't actually bring multiple peasants. That does raise some problems, but we can chevron these guys up a little bit. And we'll make it. We'll see if we can make it work. I don't know. I haven't really. We brought the Damsel essentially. I don't know if it would have been better to bring Lord of Heavens for the debuffs. The big thing with the Damsel is that you can potentially nuke an entire unit. That would be really nice if I could land like one of those gorgeous amber spears I had demonstrated on the channel, but sometimes. But the main thing with amber spears is that it gives you a real counter to units like Northern Iron Breakers. Otherwise, you kind of have to pray to God and cycle charge, which isn't really what I would like to be gambling on. Oh my god, my opponent actually went super wide himself, which is really weird. You don't actually... Well, no, that's not true. You do see it sometimes, because Bretonia doesn't really warrant the best of the best, so... Yeah. Let's see, we can kind of do a very wide composition. Let's spread out like that. Pull you guys back. And we'll get some men-at-arms in front.
My lord?
I'm bringing some archers, mostly to deal with slayers. I don't want to have to. I don't want to be dealing with slayers at the end game. Slayers are actually a really annoying unit to deal with in the end game. One of the nice things about slayers, and something you don't really consider all that often, is actually vigor, because two things for the vigor. I suppose you might be control group like 5, but Blue and control group 4. But with vigor, slayers kind of scale pretty well, I would say, because their bonus versus X or bonus versus large in their case doesn't drop, as far as I'm aware, when vigor drops. And armor, which usually drops, is irrelevant to Slayers. So they actually end up scaling relatively well as Vigor loss kicks in. Whereas units that actually rely on armor or actually rely on certain qualities like that do start suffering a bit. You guys can put you guys in control group 3. You guys can be control group. I don't know.
By the lady.
I know. I'm personally not a fan of having more than 5 control groups if I can avoid it. But we can try to make it work a little bit. We'll see what my opponent brings here. I don't really know. Oh boy. Okay, it's a camp strat. That's okay.
Aye. We serve the king.
Alright, King Louis.
On to glory.
It is her will.
It's not that much of it. It's a bonker strat.
Quickly now.
Is that a cannon? It is. Oh my god, look at the defenders, the poor guys. Alright, what does he have? He's got a bunch of giant slayers. Are these iron break, the dwarf warriors, longbeards, miners? Unfortunately, my opponent here is doing one very smart thing, and that is making sure. See, there's a bunch of warlords here. What is that, Ungrim? No, it's Brindle. It's a lot of shooting, but we are going to be able to dive in here. And you know, this is one of those things you can always dive into a meaty blob like these miners. And my opponent here won't really be able to punish me. Pop that. And while my opponent is wasting his time shooting me, and I'll regen all this health back, right? Louis, don't care. So while my opponent's too busy popping me in the face, we're able to disrupt. We're going to be able to get... Oh no, you need to... No. That is one thing we do not want. Is Slayers making contact. But you know, we're gonna get a disruption there. We're gonna have to take this agile charge to the face somewhere. There's not too much you can do about that. But if we can disrupt wherever we can disrupt, we will. And then we can start working on the Slayers. That was really bad. Oh no! Get out of there! Get out of there! And now we'll start pushing in. So we don't want to be getting wilted here by shooting.
You require magic?
We'll just try to snipe some Bugman's Rangers. Oh my god, look at how much damage those Slayers did. Holy guacamole. Oh, but look at that Amber Spear. I wasn't even paying attention. And that just really dropped the nuke on them. They did not have a good day at all. Now here we can get Louis, we can pop our buffs. My opponent doing his very best to shut down my backline, but in the process, I might be able to get a nice little charge in here. You can see those Bugman's Rangers just doing horrible. What did he drop there? Get in there. Help. Help, Louis. Got our Amber Spear back. We got some Men-at-Arms back. Swing them around. We want to take that cannon offline. Papa Gromby here should be using, I'd assume, his debuff shortly. Right? Pop that because Gromby does do magic damage.
For glory! Bretonians, attack! Glory calls! At once! Take the ground!
We're taking that cannon offline, which is sweet. And now we can pull through our guys. Try to...
Righteous fury!
Quickly!
And... Can we get a nice, another nuke? Come on, come on, come on, make it happen, make it happen. Make the dream happen. That was not the dream, but we tried. We get a point, we get an A+ for effort, right?
Run them through! We are ready!
Getting some good disruption here. We're gonna be able to take that cannon crew offline probably. And probably get those miners to rout. Now, Papa Gromby popped his in Unbreakable, but that is too late. So now we can pull off. King Louis can dive in. Damson needs to pull away. I don't actually want her fighting in that battle. These guys are back, so let's go melt some Slayers. Where are the Slayers? They were here. Yeah, they are. I actually think we're losing, which is a little unfortunate. If we can,
Immediately!
we need to try to pick off that cannon crew if we can.
Child of light. With haste.
Swears! Advance! The lady wills it!
We are really in full rout. That famous Bretonnian leadership is not holding up all too well.
For the king! Knights errant! This is my rail! Quickly now! To my banner! For the lady!
Swiftly.
Put that on these foot squires, try to get them a little beefier. Maybe drop a buff on them like that.
My lady.
We can get Louis up into the air over there. Our guys are rallying, which is nice. And the other thing is that if we can...
Fighters!
These guys... I don't know, we'll see. It'll be a tough one. It will be a tough one for sure, but it's still close. My opponent definitely is kind of ammo reliant, and we are able to mop up his some of his troops pretty well.
My gifts are yours.
I just don't know how I'm going to be able to deal with all these slayers. That's the big problem. And from Brindle, because Louis can't do too much about him. My archers routed again. It's kind of disastrous.
The lady wills it.
Trying to disrupt them a little bit.
Battle ready!
Those giant slayers, brutal, man. Brutal stuff.
Run them through! Peasant bowmen!
The
Quick
peasant
now!
goes away. Like, oh my gosh, just routing. Just a disaster.
It is done.
But we are able to
Wise
get
indeed.
these guys route completely, or they tear
Get
routed.
out of here!
So we forced a complete route there. So we're going to be able to swing Louis around.
Strike
And,
them! Show us the foe!
oh my goodness. And now those knights can't even extricate themselves, which is really crappy. I think it's going to be a defeat. This is one of those really crappy matchups for Bretonnia. Not bringing Lord of Life was a bit of a risk.
Quick now! King of Bretonnia!
We do still have quite a knightly presence, though.
Cut
Perhaps
them down!
get some good value.
To glory! Leg it!
No, you don't want to be in there. That's for sure.
Doing your bidding!
Try to regroup some of our troops.
Riding
Let's see if
out!
we're able to sort of mop up the
King
peripherals.
Leoncoeur!
Get a nice connection there on those miners. Definitely don't want to stay for too long, because that is tempting fate. It might be a disaster regardless.
Hastily!
Those slayers are nasty
I
customers.
shall prevail!
Swiftly. Anon. Power of the lady.
Post haste! Very well! The lady at my right! Lance is ready! Swiftly! At once!
Yeah, you can see just how much damage those guys do. It's ridiculous. And here, I don't really have any way of deflecting all that.
Hurry.
Louis is really healthy, which is actually what's keeping my HP pool afloat right now. We got hit by smoke bomb though.
Priestess of the lady.
Champion of the lady! A face! Knights errant!
Papa Gromby doing some work.
Chef
I kind of feel like, well, my opponent's almost out of ammo, so we might have a chance.
I am king here!
How much ammo do these guys have? One round. Come on, waste your last round on my foot squires. And oh no, oh no, we just blew it. I think that was my. That's gonna cost me the game right there. If we can get in range and start working on those slayers. I don't really care about routing, everything else routing off. But,
The lion! Quickly now! This is my realm! Full tilt! With haste!
Louis can duel quite a bit. He still does. I know where. Oh wow, I can. Oh my goodness, I always feel so horrible when I see stuff I've forgotten. You guys not gonna be able to like rally? You're just gonna keep being cowards. You know, if we're able to get out of there, Louis. If we can be opportunists
Swiftly! Men of Bretonia!
And pick apart my opponent's giant slayers.
The lady protects me! Knights errant! Post haste! Moving
What are these? Are these all longbeards? That is terrible. The archery fight was just so brutal.
Riding out! With speed! Full deal!
Got another route though.
Archers, high! King Luan Leoncoeur! Moving a base! King of Bretonia! We serve the king! Ready for battle! With haste! What orders? 'Tis done! Peasant bowman! The lady's chosen! Now! Knights! It shall be done!
Yeah.
To my banner!
You can see those men-at-arms are just not able to hold at all. Just gonna completely fold like a wet noodle.
The lady wills it!
Well, we are able to break up those dwarves. We keep peppering those slayers down. The problem is these knights errant. They're basically losing a model with every swing of those slayers' axes, which is just brutal stuff. Louis over here getting bogged down. But, you know, we're doing damage. It's just, can we do enough? That's the real question.
For the lady! King Luan Leoncoeur!
We just have these. Just the fact that we've got those archers still online is so critical. If we're able to.
King Luan Leoncoeur! The lady wills it!
I don't think my opponent has smoke bomb up,
Champion
so this
of the
could.
lady. Knights errant! Understood! Heroes of Bretonia!
Look at that! Look at that!
Knights errant!
Look at these courageous peasants still coming back to fight. True heroes of Bretonia there, you know. And you know, my opponent, because he's out of ammo, there's not too much he can do against this abuse. There's like very little. Kind of. Oh, my peasants routed. What a bunch of. Suddenly, those courageous peasants don't seem so courageous, do they? But look at these giant slayers. They're almost done. They're down to the last legs. The last very stumpy legs. We're going to be able to pull in. Louis is still very healthy. I don't intend to give my opponent the satisfaction of victory, and if I can avoid it. Yeah, you know, we might be able to pull it off. Louis basically hit his healing cap, which kind of blows.
With speed.
My opponent here actually not being a little bit of a risk taker. He could have pushed out with his slayers and gone for a kill on my archers, and that would have put him in a much better position. In fact.
Cleanse our land. Defenders of the realm.
I wish my micro was a little better. Honestly, I'm paying so much for micro. If I still had my caster, this could be in a much better situation.
It shall be.
Come on, bring those slayers down. Literally nothing else matters. If those slayers go down, we'll be good. Come on, Louis.
Battle ready. Knights errant. Cut them down.
Oh my God, 4 slayers. Come on, archers, bring them down, bring them down. It's like I feel like Theoden in Lord of the Rings when they're dealing with the Mumak, the Olifants, and he's like, bring it down, bring it down. Except it's not shooting at a giant elephant. We're shooting at a bunch of stunties with giant two-handed axes. You know, these men-at-arms keep rallying like on the periphery, and then they just break. Pathetic.
For the Grail.
There we go.
Champion of the lady. Post haste. Knights errant.
Defeat in detail. Now my opponent still has boogmans, which kind of blows.
Shields. Knights errant. Knights.
Those giant slayers, though, man, they are brutal.
The lady wills it. We fight for Llewellyn! For glory! Ready! As you say! Riding out!
Look at our peasant bows charging gloriously into the fray.
Show us the foe! Knights! With haste! Peasant bowmen! Brave knights!
The big problem is that Longbeards are not affected by... There's only one unit in here that's actually affected by...
Peasant bowmen!
there's only one unit in this whole army that's actually affected by Fear and Terror, and that is the Quarrelers. So, that's a bit brutal. A bit unfortunate for me. And every second that Grumby is in combat is a second he's recharging his Axe of Dargo or whatever it is. No, that's Grim. His Axe of Dargo, but it is the other thing. Whatever Grumby's thing is. He's recharging it every time. And these are both Longbeards, so I'm just not going to... and Bugmans are also immune to second army. I just don't see how I'm going to be able to break this. Or if there's any way I could break this. I'm basically out of troops. It was a close fight. We made it a lot closer. Probably Hippogriffs would have been a good choice. I went a little too heavy on the chaff and didn't really have bunker busting tools.
Ready for battle! Attack! Glory to Britannia! Charge! To victory! This is my will!
I just don't see this. You can see the bounce of power slowly but surely just shifting out of my favor.
Hastily!
Bugman's Rangers, you know, they're decent enough.
Defend Britannia!
Papa Gromby's in there. I could have gone for a Lord Snipe. That would have been a bit scumbagy. You could always like pro cycle charge, but that's no, you can just keep cycling Llewellyn in and out. But yeah, we're able to tear out these guys. Oh my god, that garbage animation. Yeah, this game. I didn't even have to give my opponent this battle, so I picked Brytonian Dwarfs, which is never a good idea, so it is what it is. Yeah, it's game. I don't think if these guys aren't going to come back. I don't think. And if they don't come back, I'm going to be without a.
At once, with all haste. For glory, to my banner.
I won't have any unit to recharge, so it's pointless. Game. Try to snipe Gromby.
I am king here.
There goes Flash Bomb. Oh, that's gonna be goodbye, Louis. I probably should have sniped Gromby, to be honest, because Gromby's not the most survivable. And then honestly, if I'd sniped Gromby, if I'd just gone for him, this would actually have been probably winnable because none of these other troops have the AP to really deal with Louis.
My right. Run.
Yeah, that's game.
With haste.
You win some, you lose some. It's okay. That was nice. Yeah, if we look at this, the foot squares just didn't really perform. They got pounded by the archers and the quarrelers, and it just ruined them. I think I honestly shouldn't have bothered with the Damsel of Beast. Like, she did a lot of damage. I don't know. Yeah, I should have brought a second damsel. I could have afforded it. Could have brought her on foot with some minimal buffs. I just wasn't able to get into that backline fast enough. And my opponent was really good about shutting down my archer fire too, which I was really relying on to deal with the slayers. I'm not entirely sure what to do, what to have done there, but good game to my opponent nonetheless. At least not with the comp I brought. Obviously. But this is probably going to be my last one. We'll see. I think this is going to be my last match though. Unfortunately, I do think this just isn't a good time, but tomorrow Well, I'll be doing the tourney from 12 Eastern, so I probably won't have much time to stream, but maybe after the tourney, it should probably, based on how long the last one ended, it should probably end around 3. Looks like we have those ghost found matches. Tourney should probably end around 3, which, yeah. Okay, got some snarf over here. Let's try some Bretonia with some Mortis Engine play. Vampire counts. I think I actually played against this guy yesterday. I forget, but I think I did. My memory's a little shaky, but I think I played yesterday. The usual top tier strats. Shields. No Shield of Thorns, I suppose. Actually, I could try to bring double Mounted Yeoman. We'll try Mounted Yeoman. I had this recommended to me, but I do believe Dav plays in one of the replays we had, or when he played me, he was the Vampire Counts. So I'll try him out. I'll see if that works. Should work. I don't know, Mounted Yeoman, I've never really had much success with them. They're pretty expensive for what they bring to the table, in my opinion, but you never know. Maybe they'll do well. Brat Gulch is a, well, Vampire Counts we should be okay. It shouldn't be a problem. Let's see. We should be alright. We do have our anchor. Our Mortis. How wide am I opponent? 932. So.
Battle ready! Grail Guardian!
Actually, let's see. You guys can my front line is garbage, so let's not pretend otherwise. If my opponent decides to shock and all my front line, it's gonna fold really quickly. But yeah, well, who knows? Maybe things will work out. You guys on one flank. You guys on the other. Unless my opponent were super heavy on Blood Knights, we will win the cav engagement with ease, really. So.
Yeoman archers! Your orders?
We use our Grail Guardians as an anchor. We should be okay. Usually end up with your Grail Guardians essentially just hard carrying the center, especially against Vampire Counts who don't have the greatest anti-large options. Grail Guardians tend to hold out rather well because the spears can't really drag them down, especially not with the Fey Enchantress in there. What else did the vampire counts have? Not really anything. Terrorgeists, I guess. They could try to... If my opponent tries to snipe Fae, that would be miserable, but I don't have too many tools to deter that. Interesting. Chillgeist. That's not a good pick in my humble opinion, but the bunch... Okay, never mind. This is actually rather favorable.
Orders?
For a second I was really worried, and now I'm not at all worried. Alright, so turns we need to go. You need to shift over.
Post haste.
Mounted and ready.
What are these? These are probably all graveyard. Not a bad pick, to be quite fair.
It's an honor.
You guys can pull back. My opponent apparently does not have a Mortis engine, so you guys enter Lance Formation. Lance Formation.
Understood. Battle ready.
Enchantress.
Swiftly. With
This
haste.
rock.
Post haste.
That.
Shields. Aye. By the lady. Ragman. Ride hard. Right. Ready. Take the ground. Shields. Aye.
Ready for battle.
Brave knights.
We're gonna go force a fight here.
By honor. What? Orders.
Those Chillgeists are not in where they want to be in life.
Glory awaits. Post haste.
We're gonna let... Okay, you can see my opponent there kind of bunching up. We're gonna get a nice meaty charge. And now where's my Fae? We're gonna get a nice heal. We're gonna pop. Buff. We're gonna drop... We don't want to drop a nuke on our own guys. We're gonna drop a nuke right there. And this is gonna be a slaughterhouse over there. You can see we're doing rather well for ourselves. The Mortis engine effect, of course, will be doing quite a bit of work. We pop our heal. We've got that. We can then heal our Grail Knights over there. I don't want to be using it on... These guys are... The quest companions of Vanilla, unfortunately, that basically as good as gone. That sounds like a Fate of Yuna going down. The crap. A huge mistake there on my part. But, what can you do? Well, there we go. Yeah, that's why you don't... Okay, so... my not-so-pro tip of the day here, as a Bretonnian player who plays quite a lot of Bretonnia, as you might have noticed, is don't bring Chillgeists against the Bretonnians. Hex units in general are just terrible against Bretonnia.
Morgiana.
Yeoman archers. Real knights for the king.
You can drag Manny down, that'll be good. I'm probably going to lose the companions there, but it's actually a tight match. My opponent going heavy on the Blood Knights. They're not a bad play at all. Going heavy on Blood Knights, great call from my opponent there. But once we clear through this chaff, we're going to get rid of these spears. Really, those spears are really annoying. My opponent getting another summon there. Yeah, he's getting some good value out of his cast. The thing is, there's only so much the heck can do, and we just have an edge. Now we're clear. Enchantress is clear to swing around over there. You guys can push in over there. You guys can push in over here. And yeah, unfortunately I don't have an Earthblood, but we'll get a nice meaty charge here. We've already taken out a unit of Blood Knights. That unit's not going to last much longer. Manfred does have good Winds of Magic, but there's only so much even Manfred can do. And now that we're going to get wrapped, there's still one healthy unit of Blood Knights in reserve. Or Blood Knights, Grail Knights. That would be kind of bad if I have Blood Knights there. But, you know, guys are coming back. We're going to win this one pretty well. Not handily, but we will win this one, I think. My opponent using a heck there. Trying to keep those Blood Knights in the fight, which I don't blame him. I would be trying to do that too in this situation. But I don't think it's really going to matter. We're going to get another Earthblood over here. Perhaps we should have waited to see if we can get an Overcast, but oh well. See these Grail Knights over here, definitely a little bogged down. We'll try to cycle out. Hit those guys in the back. Oh, our Companions of Canal actually came back. It's crazy. But you can see how much this becomes a huge sort of healing grind fest. But you know, these guys are going to help buckle this Graveguard. Zombies aren't really a threat. They're just a nuisance. ping pong back and forth. We'll keep draining these guys. I do have a nuke, but I don't really have anybody to nuke.
Yeoman archers!
These guys are fine because these guys are fine. We can now swing out to the flank.
Going forth. Hurry!
You know, my opponent is going to summon more zombies, probably. Yeah. Holy guacamole, he has a lot of winds of magic, but I shouldn't be surprised. This is Manfred we're talking about. Probably it's just not going to matter. It's not going to matter in the long run. We just have so much effect, and these guys are going to hit their healing cap. Enchantress, though, we do want to be careful. We don't want to lose Faye to Manfred. Manfred is a capable melee combatant.
I am ready.
Drop another cast of heal here. You guys still on a respectable amount of HP. Those Graveguard, you can see, are doing quite a number on those guys. We'll pull out with our Yeoman, pull out ammo. And once these spears are nice and isolated, we're charging. My opponent, I don't know what he was paying attention to, but these guys got caught out, so now they're going to go down like a 9-pin. The Grail Knights, of course, Grail Knights don't trade effectively with, actually still getting healed a tiny bit, but they don't trade to a win against Blood Knights, but they will win when they have this outmatched. And at that point, yeah, at this point it's GG for my opponent. So, well played. One little caveat or comment, and I don't know what is still taking time here. Are there still zombies? Oh, there are. My bad. Oh, my opponent should do that himself. So that's I like to remember which the battle by whatever significant thing. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes just remember it by whatever important thing happened. But don't bring Shieldgeist. That's my advice against Bretonnia. It's a terrible idea, and basically, no, it just is. There's no end or ifs about it. Certainly, they're a very damaging unit if they could somehow overcome their complete lack of armor and huge vulnerability to magic damage. But the thing is, every high-tier Bretonnian cav, or well, every high-tier Bretonnian cav, you're likely to see Grail Guardians and Grail Knights, not Companions of Canal, I guess, but both Grail Guardians and Grail Knights, they've got magic damage. Royal Pegasus Knights also have magic damage. Fae Enchantress has magic damage. Green Knight, who you can sometimes see even in this matchup, it's not super common, but and he himself, of course, is vulnerable to the magic damage on the Geists. Also bypasses that physical resist, which is a bit of a problem. So I really wouldn't recommend bringing these guys. If you're trying to bring any unit, and it's fine, you can bring a bunch of cabin. I actually think that's a good idea. Bring a lot of Blood Knights. My opponent's army here, you don't need this many, you can honestly go much heavier. The thing is, you can easily swing the cav fight in your favor by summoning zombies as Empire counts. I actually missed the Necromancer, I'm not even sure where he was. But he died apparently. I don't remember seeing him in there. But you can just bring a handful of Graveguard to make up your front line. They'll basically beat or trade well with any Bretonnian infantry, whether that be men-at-arms, foot squires, beat slayers, whatever. Battle pilgrims, which you sometimes see because of their leadership. Graveguard will basically beat it, or at least trade well. So you bring Graveguard, just a small front line, maybe throw in like a spear on either flank if you really care, and then bring several Blood Knights, in my opinion, if you really want to be competitive in the cav field. And you don't necessarily need to match Bretonnia tit for tat on the cav field. Like, my opponent here could have gone with 3 Blood Knights and dropped the Chillgeists and the Black Knights, or he could have gone with, and brought, say, the Dire Pack, Dire Pack, Blood Knights, cut a spear, and you could still bring Manfred. I usually prefer the Red Duke for the Elseef, but Manfred's certainly viable. And then with the cav fight, you summon zombies. The zombies interrupt and screw with the targeting on the Bretonnian Knights. You out-heal them with Invocation of the Heck. You have a lot of benefits there, so definitely some powerful stuff, potentially. Regardless, get into my opponent here, Snarf Snarf. Yeah, I'm going to be hopping off. I do hope you guys, if you were watching, I do hope you guys if you were watching, you enjoyed. I'm going to be hopping off. I'll probably doing a new another live stream tomorrow. I'll try to, for at least a little bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Quite a few fun games, and I didn't really practice as much Bretonnia as I probably should have, but it's okay. It's all fine. And we did learn that horn ones are pretty good. But either way, thank you all for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one. Wyvern out.